Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to see my screen, able to see me.
Hi, good evening. I can see you.
Okay.
Kshitija.
Okay. Right now we have 16 participants, 18 participants join. Anik, we are waiting for more to join. Though I will start with my presentation so that we can start your presentation on time.
Sure, no problem.
Sure. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the ISEE platform. It is an initiative by ISEE Ventus, ISEE India, Delhi, which is which is world's fourth largest exhibition for elevators and escalators. Let me share some thoughts about ISEE, what we do and what we are into. So we are into bringing in together all the manufacturers, the technology providers, innovators, and global leaders under one unique platform. So IC is just not an exhibition, right? It is hub for everyone for networking, knowledge exchange, and driving industry growth. So people join in together, have a meeting together, exhibition together, and through the presence in both India and Africa, IC has become a trusted platform that connects regional industries with global opportunities. So as you can see, we have been growing from past 2 years, which is year 2022, 2024, and now we have moved on to 40,000 square meter, which will be in Delhi next year, December. About IC, we are also doing a show at Africa as well as in Delhi. So why ICE platform? For basically for people, our exhibitors to showcase their technical expertise, present their products, company profiles, reach a wider global audience because everyone can be present at same time, can go through this presentations of our exhibitors who are already on board for IC Delhi 2026. So these sessions are weekly happening every Tuesday, which are live sessions by our exhibitors and experts. Question answer will be there at each session. But during the session, if you have any kind of a question, you have a question answer to type. You can type and keep your question ready. At the end of the session, the host, the presenter will give you the answers for the question. So we have Mr. Anik Fouzdar, who is a wildlife enthusiast who loves to roam around the world, who sees the world in a different way. Has been working with Wittur since 20 years, having a good experience of 20 years with him. And I would say he has an R&D team under him and a lot of things that he takes care of. So Anik sir has been part of Wittur as well. So he will be today's presenter, and post which we will take your questions and we will answer the same. Anik sir and Sunita, Wittur team, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kshitija. So, I mean, first time I've heard an introduction like this of mine. Yes, I am a wildlife enthusiast. Yes, I love traveling. But I would like to correct, I'm not 20 years with Wittur. I'm working for Wittur for the last 2 years. I have overall 20 years of work experience across industries. And it's a pleasure for me to represent Wittur today and talk to the audience here on behalf of the team that I represent. And that team has multiple cross functions. I want to introduce the panel with me here. I have Singar Velan. He is our general manager and product head for the elevator doors business for Wittur. Velan is with me in the panel. I have Sunita. Sunita helps me on the marketing for Wittur, and it's really an honor for us to be part of this webinar today. And at the onset, on behalf of the entire Wittur family, I would want to wish everybody on this call a very happy Durgashtami. Navratri wishes to all of you. It's festival time, and thank you for taking out your time for attending this webinar. I promise this presentation will not be a too boring presentation in terms of giving a lot of data inputs to you guys, but we would want to keep it interactive. We would want to keep it relevant from the perspective of something which is very topical at this point in time, and a transformation that is happening with respect to the elevator industry effective December this year. So I will quickly share my screen for a presentation with you, and please feel free to ask questions. Please, as Sitija suggested, type your questions on in the chat boxes, and at the end of the presentation, me and Velan and Sunita, we will try and answer your questions to the best of our knowledge. So allow me to share my screen with you guys. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can I get a confirmation, please?
Yes, I can. We can see the screen.
And you guys can see me changing the slides as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, welcome to the webinar, guys. Everyone, thanks for your time. Though we have picked up a topic with respect to safety with elegance, focusing on some part on the glass doors, but we will come into the flow in terms of helping you understand why we have chosen this subject to talk about to you today and where the relevance fundamentally comes in for. Wittur, I am sure, in the classic quintessential Bollywood style, naam to suna hoga. Wittur is something which has been in the industry for almost 1.5 decades now in India, and almost around 6 decades in terms of its operations overall. We are world's largest manufacturer of elevator components that are powering elevators across different applications, right from a residential segment to that of a very high critical infrastructure project, let's say like a ISRO space launch center, like what we have very proudly in India, the Sriharikota launch pad, metros, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Statue of Unity, world's tallest tower today, residential, uh, landmarks or engineering marvels like the Burj Khalifa, Kingdom Tower of Jeddah, Dubai International Airport, and name as much as you would typically think of. Wittur products are today are part of every third elevator that are there in the world today, and that's the kind of equity that we have built over the years when it comes to our ability to serve you with the best solutions and products which makes the elevator safe and productive. One of the most important aspect and why this becomes relevant and is the fact that if you look at today, India is growing vertically, and all of us are who are part of the elevator industry today have
Anik,
seen the
Anik,
kind
I
of
have to
transition.
just, Anik, I'm so sorry. Just to, can you just make it full screen? Actually, the visibility is slightly in the shorter because we are able to see the half the screen. So can you make it slideshow?
Sorry, is this fine now?
Yeah, better.
All right. Thanks, Sunita. I missed that I had not put it on the full screen mode. So I was talking about the relevance of India in the elevator industry today and how it is one of the fastest growing infrastructure market in globally, with respect to the real estate being pegged to be about 3 trillion US dollars by 2030. India is vertically growing up, and we can see it all around when we look around beyond the metro cities. We go into our tier 2, tier 3 cities, and we see the way how buildings are going taller. And as such, the elevators are also evolving in a way where if you have to cater to a taller elevator, you have to focus on it to be faster, it to be much more safer, it to be compliant, and it to be energy efficient. And these are some of the things which I'm sure is very topical, and each one of you who are part of this industry and today, joining me in this session, you would relate it to. And that's why it's important for us is to focus on what Wittur does today, to be aligned in that segment specifically. And what we fundamentally believe is what the elevator industry today is talking about the needs for future. Wittur delivers it today. And one of the most topical aspect, which is fundamentally coming in, is basically IS 17900. And all of you are familiar with the fact that 21st of December 2025, IS 17900 is coming in effect, and the older IS 14665 is going defunct, resulting in the fact that a lot of new stricter norms are becoming applicable, specifically with respect to the elevators. There are multiple components across the elevators, like the doors, the door locks, the safety components, the control with respect to avoiding of unintended motion, etc. Multiple aspects have been brought in, which are making the elevator expectation of the elevators are to be much more stringent in terms of these compliance and the performance part of it. Why I put this claim out in terms of what Wittur has been doing over the years is that where we say that what the industry needs tomorrow, Wittur does today in terms of what we bring to your solutions. You guys are all familiar with the fact that IS 17900 was supposed to be brought in effect in 2024. And the interesting part is the customers who have been engaged with Wittur have always been ahead of the curve, for a fact that Wittur products, specifically our doors and safeties, our core series of our products, core series of our doors and our safeties, were compliant to the requirement of IS 17900 right from 2019. And that's the kind of innovation, that's the kind of thought leadership that Wittur brings on in terms of the ability for us to keep our customers in the front when it comes with respect to the ability of compliance, with respect to productivity, with respect to the elevators to particularly be safe. Quickly moving ahead, what Wittur also brings in, we are a global company. Many of you are, I'm sure, are familiar with we being headquartered out of Germany, but we have around 16 manufacturing plants across the globe, of which there are 7 center of excellence, where each of these centers are equipped to develop products locally for those particular regions and have their own R&D setup. India is one of them. We already are, a center of excellence for the doors. We are now in the path to be the center of excellence for safeties in India as well. And one of the biggest aspect that Wittur brings in as a global organization is in terms of the way how our products are designed. Our products are built on a platform concept, resulting in the fact that even if you are in India, you have access to the products that are there across global portfolio of Wittur, across different center of excellences, which can be right, from the commodity segment of the residential commercial elevators that we do, to that of specialized segments like the marine applications, elevators that are getting into the ships today, elevators which are round, and talk about prestigious installations with respect to 360-degree panoramic views, artistic designs with flush mount capabilities, inclined elevators for funiculars. There are a lot of temples today in India, across southern India specifically, which are built on hilltops, are looking for building up, the mechanisms of having elevators which are inclined that can go up. There are a couple of installations in India as well, where up to 75 degrees. 15 to 75 degrees inclinations are being handled with solutions that comes from Wittur. Now that is particularly what makes Wittur a very strong partner for our customers, enabling them to solve the requirement of their end customers as per design, as per architectural requirement, and as per compliance and safety norms. Moving forward, the India portfolio, I'm sure you guys are familiar with. In India, we manufacture the doors, both the landing and car doors. We manufacture cabins, we manufacture slings and car frames, which are compliant to 17900. We have progressive safety, we have overspeed governor, and of course, we manufacture a full home elevator traction offering in India, which is very unique for a fact that we are offering a solution which is compliant to the IS 15259 standard as per the Indian requirement of home lift code. Interesting for all of you to know that in the safety space, as I said, we are already building it as a center of excellence for Wittur Global. We already are exporting out progressive safety gear and overskid governors, which are up to the speed of 2 meter per second, are being made in India and are being exported out to the global Wittur supplies across Europe, into China, as well as in the Americas. So Wittur already has built up the Wittur India plant capability to offer products which are CE certified, compliant to global standards, and are being fulfilled from India for to be true make in India in terms of our ability there. Quickly moving forward, we talked about the aspect of simple stuff, feature sets, safety aspects, which fundamentally makes the elevator doors safe. And this is one such feature which is perhaps a very basic requirement that are today mostly gets ignored when an elevator is being designed, an elevator is being put up, even in a commercial or residential environment for that part. Fall protection. This is basically, you see a video that is getting played on the screen. It's a grab from an incident that happened in China where people have fallen into the shaft because the door panel has given away with respect to when the weight of the two people who you saw were leaning on the door. Though they were drunk, they shouldn't have been. But aspect is at the end of the day, they fell into the shaft. Such incidences have happened in India as well. And it's always pains from a fact of showing such videos out because they typically talk about in terms of human injury. But unfortunately, these are so important for us to understand when we visualize this, that what is it that makes this important as a simple aspect for our elevator doors to be safe and the fall protection to be in place. Imagine a residential apartment complex. Many of us are living in those buildings today. On a third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, eighth floor, 10th floor, small kids are playing in that lift lobby when they're cycles, and many of them typically have a tendency to go and hit the door with the cycle, right? Dashing is something which is a very common thing among kids for them to get a fun with. And I'm a father. I know how my son used to be when at this age, when he used to run around. Dashing is something which is a fun part. Imagine an accident that can happen when the lift door gives away, and the entire the risk of somebody falling into the shaft is so high. This is something which goes into the design, and what Wittur has done, and Wittur has been doing this for a long time. We got an opportunity to talk about it today, and that's why it is extremely important for us, is a fact that there is a patented solution that Wittur had built up, which fundamentally allows the panel to get locked with the sill. And this is, guys, something which is extremely important from the part of an endurance test as required by IS 17900, or the equivalent EN that we have, EN 81 2050. A patented sill hook design. This is a patent design of Wittur, which allows the panel to get locked with the sill, resulting in the fact that it prevents the accident that you saw to a great extent in terms of the panel being locked with the sill and it doesn't come out. This doesn't come out in case of somebody hitting it. It doesn't come out in case of, let's say, an earthquake or let's say a fire incident. It also prevents the whole panel to fall inside the cabin onto the passengers in case of any emergency. And this is something which is extremely important. A very small feature, but it adds to the value of an elevator door when it comes into 100% fall protection. And we are very proud to tell you that all the Wittur doors are designed for fall protection. In all our doors, right from our basic door in the commodity segment to that of an infrastructure door that we manufacture in a heavy duty space, all of them come with this fall protection feature. In some, where the design is with this anti-drop sill hook, in some the design of the panel and sill is made in a manner that this fall protection is 100% assured. So this is something which is Wittur's aspect, that while we are focusing on making our doors to be elegant, it looks beautiful with the finishes, with the glass that we fit in. But what is extremely important is how do we make it 100% safe? And this is Wittur's commitment. This is a patented design of Wittur, which allows you to create a big differentiator with your customers when you are offering a Wittur door in your lift, and you are offering it to the customer that you are offering 100% lift safety protection from fall perspective. Moving ahead, this is something which is very interesting. I'm very proud to talk about this as an achievement that is being, made into reality by the R&D team in India. This is a decade-old challenge that the elevators in the metro and airport segments were catering to, where fundamentally in scenarios where the elevator door is exposed to direct sunlight, in many cases, the elevator doors were developing expansion of the steel lead bowing, where direct sunlight heats up the surface of the elevator door, and typically 4 to 6 kind of a bowing was appearing on the doors, fundamentally resulting it making it to rub while operations with the frame, or in some cases even stop the operation. This has been a problem for almost a decade without a solution. And in lifts in metros or airports, which typically were exposed to almost around 70% of sunlight, fundamentally had the challenge of the bowing coming in. In the last 6 months, Wittur has fundamentally resolved this problem by coming up with a very unique patented panel design, which makes science as a part of the design itself. Thermodynamic expansion of steel given on higher temperature is a natural phenomenon and it cannot be avoided. Now imagine when a door fundamentally is locked on the top with the header and the bottom with the sill. When the expansion happens, where would the the steel frame or the steel door would fundamentally be bending? It will be bending like a bow that will happen on the surface, resulting in the fact that the rubbing happens. In installations like this, the typical requirement as per tender specification talks about is that it has to work up to 50 degrees Celsius of ambient temperature. But all of us know that even at a 30-35 degree ambient temperature, metal surfaces tends to absorb heat faster and they are hotter. So in a hot summer day, you might be feeling the heat what is there in the ambient environment, but when you touch, let's say, the bonnet of a car, it is literally few notch, literally high, to burn our fingers as well, right? Now imagine the same scenario, what happens on an elevator door when exposed to sunlight. Wittur has solved this problem with our patented panel design, which typically restricts bowing to less than 2 millimeter at a surface temperature of 70 degrees Celsius with an ambient of 50, resulting in the fact that within that permissible limit of 4 to 6 that is there on an installation gap, this 2 bowing is fundamentally doesn't impact the running operations of the door by rubbing against the frame or stopping the operations completely. And this is something which is a significant achievement that Wittur's India R&D team developed, and we have already implemented this in multiple metro projects, including the latest being Surat Metro, which is in one of the hottest part of India from a perspective of the installation part. We are very particularly proud, and I feel really, really proud to represent the team at the back end. Velan has been part of this team, the R&D team in our plant, who have rigorously worked on this and solved this problem, which had been bothering the industry for almost around a decade. Moving forward, 17900 is the flavor. We spoke about this, and 17900 is getting applicable from December 2025. Wittur already has products, as I said, our glass door portfolio, which are 17900 compliant. We have the entire range of glass doors ranging from small vision, large vision, half glass, and full glass, which would typically be 17900 compliant. There already are a few of the new products are getting added effective November, where fundamentally you have now a 17900 compliant glass door, which is fundamentally available to you for all your installations, where one of the most important aspect of 17900 on from a glass door perspective fundamentally comes in from this aspect where it demands passing a pendulum test of 1000 Newton. People who are familiar with the codes, IS 14665 also had the requirement from an endurance perspective, but the requirement there was 345 Newton, which is roughly around 35 kgs if you do a conversion. But now imagine this being 3 times with respect to what 17900 is expecting the doors to be durable, and there is a deflection test that needs to be passed. So every glass door fundamentally passes through this, and this is one particular video that I wanted to show you of a pendulum test being done in Wittur R&D lab in India, which fundamentally tells you why we are what we are, and the most important aspect of the 17900 being passed. So what you just saw is basically a 1000 Newton pendulum hitting the middle of the glass, and the door stays. And one of the most important aspect that you guys should also know, and we are very, very proud of the fact that the pendulum test of 1000 Newton has been passed with our patented design of the glass, where we have used a 4+4 laminated glass that we use in our regular core door portfolio that you would have been using so far. Which means that for a 1000 Newton pass test of 17900 compliant door, since we have been able to achieve that with our existing design, there is no additional cost that is getting passed on to our customers. We know for sure that the other players in the market today who offer a 17900 compliant glass door had to change the thickness of their glasses to around 6+4, minimum 10 mm, resulting in the fact that the door becomes heavy, the mechanism has to change, and hence there is an overall cost that impacts, which has been passed on to the customers. At Wittur, our innovation, our design thinking is such that can we achieve that with our existing design at zero additional part to the cost, and that's what we are bringing into you from a perspective of IS 17900 compliant glass door portfolio, which is at the same cost that we have been offering to you. But now you have got a better product, a better rugged and endurant product, which fundamentally passes the 17900 requirement from this perspective. Moving forward, what we have also done, and this is something also we are very, very proud to launch, our glass door or elegant series of glass door portfolio now also has got a 2-hour fire rated variant. And this is something we have launched just this month in September, where we have opened up the order booking for our customers. But fundamentally, a small vision, a large vision, and a half glass and a full glass would be available with a 2 hours fire rated. First time in India, first time when we are making these doors in India, completely available to you with 17900, IS 17518 Part 2, EN 81 2050, EN 8158, E120 compliant solution, which is available to you from a range of around 700 to 1400 opening and 2000 to 2400 opening. Multiple special finishes possible, tinted glass options possible, with a minimum vision size starting from 155 width and 200 height from a perspective of a complete door range series. This would be available in our core MD, a core mid duty, and the Hydra series of doors that are coming out to you from India. So we are extremely, extremely happy to announce this and to let you know about Wittur offering you products which are not only just compliant, but also in terms of latest with the requirements that are there. And I spoke about the fact that India is growing up vertically. As we grow up, but the mid-rise and the high-rise segment are the ones which is growing faster. You typically need to be having compliant doors, not only just for the passenger lifts, but maybe for the service lift, maybe for the fire evacuation lift, and specifically in markets like Western India, for example, Mumbai, Maharashtra, who typically have been asking for these things. Now, these doors are available to you from Wittur India plant, for easily available for you to pick up for your projects. Moving forward, Hydra door, world's best and world's most loved elevator door, by far, all metric. If you can look at, I'm sure you are familiar with this range of doors which were manufactured so far in our Wittur Italy or Wittur China plant. Now the same Hydra doors are being localized, and we are offering it out from our India plant, specifically from the demand that we have been getting from our customers in India for us to offer to you now these doors. We have launched the stainless steel and the glass doors, 2 panel doors for the infra segment, 1000 opening and 2100 height, with all the jing bangs, all the compliant requirements like IP20, IP54, flush glass frames, compliance to EN 8158. All of those things are fundamentally available for you coming up. And in the next run, in the next couple of months, we are also bringing into you the multi-panel doors, 4 panel, 6 panel, which will also be coming in from India plant, so that we make it more accessible. And that's something which is where Wittur India is making a difference with respect to strengthening our capability, our R&D team working in the back end to bring in these global design products made in India for you, making it affordable and making it easily accessible to you for your projects that you need, cutting down the lead time, cutting down the availability time, and more importantly, providing you local tech support and training support for all of these products for your projects. Quickly moving forward, this is something which, needless to say, is one of the most important aspect that fundamentally comes in when it talks about the importance of elevator door safety. I mean, elevator door is perhaps the first and last point of contact, other than the call buttons, for example, in an elevator, that any passenger would be gets involved in when we are talking about in the elevator. I am sure you would have seen multiple creative videos of life happening on elevator, people falling in love with an elevator, to certain extent of videos where people don't even talk to each other in an elevator, right? They just come in, look at the mirror, spend more time. All of those things are something which is there, but the elevator door is the most important aspect. That's the first and the most critical safety element which is visible to the customers when it comes in from a perspective of elevator safety perspective. A lot of data available. We have put up a quick snippet, though it is little dated, but if you talk to the consultants in the industry, they will say that the numbers have gone up significantly, where fundamentally issues or injuries have happened with respect to a wrong door installation, or a wrong door, an unsafe door being put up in elevators and stuff. So this is extremely important from a perspective, and what Wittur is typically trying to do. You saw me talking about the simple aspect of that fall protection being brought into the door design, resulting in the fact that we are trying everything as a manufacturer of the door to try and bring in these safety components or safety aspects into the product as much as possible. But the choice of picking up the right door for your elevator will always lie with the installer, will always lie with the builder who is deciding what kind of an elevator he is typically focusing on. India is a very, very cost sensitive market. We are a savings economy. So every time we look at where can we save money, even if it talks about coming in with respect to the purchase of safety and critical elements, there is some amount of negotiation that has always been there to push the cost down. And interestingly, this is something that you hear, and I'm sure you would not be hearing for the first time from me. Real estate per floor cost is for a building goes up, but the elevator cost per floor is fundamentally going down or being pushed down, is the dichotomy that we live in. And this is one piece where we would want to appeal to the customers that, guys, make your elevator safe, because if your passengers are safe, your elevator runs properly, you get the maintenance money, you get the word of mouth, which helps you to get the next project. And these are some of the things that you typically understand. So with that thought, I will quickly move on to the next one, why compliance is important. There are multiple experts in the industry today who have been, shouting their lungs out to talk about compliance, and this is something which I believe. In the last 2 years that I am associated with this industry, I'm associated with Wittur. I see a lot of transition happening. I see a lot of intelligent conversations happening at the end user level, at the installer level, where they are becoming more and more conscious about compliance and why it is extremely important to be compliant. With 17900 IS 17900 kicking in December, I believe that will also get a lot of impetus. And as we would move into 2026, the whole aspect of peace of mind when it fundamentally comes into an elevator is something which would be drilled down. End user would understand, the builders would understand, our installers who are providing the service would understand, and the manufacturers like Wittur who are here, who are trying to bring these innovations already in place for us to offer you something which is compliant, which offers you certified components to meet all the requirements that are there coming in from your end users, is something which will continue to go on and drive the growth for that part. Last, Wittur doors. We are known for our doors, and this, as I said, we are focusing on in terms of our elevator doors, which are fundamentally, be it a stainless steel door, be it a glass door in multiple vision sizes, is fundamentally talking about the aspect of what Wittur brings in. Wittur is perhaps one of those manufacturers globally who also gives you an endurance certificate for the tests that we do. 2 million, our doors are minimum 2 million life cycle tested, which means the open and close. One open and close is considered to be one operation. So 2 million, which means 20 lakh times, the door is being tested in our laboratories. And I would really welcome customers who would be interested to see how Wittur works out to write to us and welcome you in our factory and plant to show you how these endurance tests are being done, which typically allows you a minimum, right, 8 to 10 years of performance guarantee of reliable operations if the installation is being done properly. Uh, Typically, if you look at a residential apartment, a car door is the one which typically opens and closes the most. Fundamentally, would be around 2 lakh times approximately average. And if I do 20 lakhs and divide it by 2 lakhs, we say that approximately around 10 years. So the key performance components that are there, the rollers, the rope, the switches, are tested for 2 million open and close in our laboratory. And mind you, we have stopped it there. We have not, this is not just that we have seen, it might go up. There are I have visited sites where Wittur doors are installed for the last 10 plus years and zero performance errors, where it gives us the confidence that what we are typically doing is something of value, and we would continue to do that. The quality assurance that you fundamentally get because all these tests are being done is the fact that the number of callback that goes down. And today, if you look at, and elevator installers would say that the highest amount of callback that comes in from any particular site would be door related. And if your door is right, if you have picked up the right quality door, you have picked up the right specification of the door, and most importantly, if you have installed the door in the right manner, you have zero callbacks or you have reduced callback. Great aspect of quality coming in with respect to the drives. Wittur drives today, for example, as you have seen, we are offering 2 years warranty on our door drives. Confident, no worries, go ahead. The doors will perform, which allows you to improve your profitability. It allows you to save time. It also allows you to save money with respect to the spends that you do not factor in when you are doing a project cost for that part. And of course, compliance. Wittur is typically committed to offer you products which are 100% compliant to the latest of standards. That's something which we drive ourselves in terms of being able to go and offer you products which are compliant, resulting in the fact that you have got 100% assurance when it talks about the safety of the elevator when you are using the Wittur components for that part. A few important launches and announcements. I would take this opportunity, since I got an audience, to talk to you, all of you guys. We have our Stellar stand doors, which is a non-fire rated commodity door. The standard door of Stellar will be 17900 compliant with the patented anti-drop fall protection built into it. I mean, the patented anti-drop fall protection is already there, but now it will be 17900 starting our supplies from December. So you have this coming in, where our commitment to offer you doors which are compliant is something that we are meeting on to that. Product launch announcement on the safeties. We have overspeed governor already available in the market today, the OL20. As I was saying you, this is one product that we sell into Europe, sell into China, sell into Latin America and North America for Wittur itself. We are launching, localizing the OL35, which is a global product for up to 3 meters per second in India, which would be fundamentally coming in by Q1 of next year. The progressive safeties, 17900 mandates that any elevator which is greater than 0.63 meter per second speed would now have to mandatorily have progressive safeties. So far, instantaneous safety was being used till 1 meter, but now it is going to change. We already have the CSGB01, a product made in India for global, which is up to 2 meter per second. But we are coming up with 2 variants of this product in India in Q1 2026. Again, localized. CSGB0I, that's a complete made in India product, global design, bringing in up to 1 meter per second. So we are creating a product which would be up to 1 meter per second, which is a larger part of the market, making it affordable and making it something which is easily accessible for elevators of 1 meter per second. Then we are also talking about the CSGB02. This is a global product already existing, coming in from our Austria factory. We are localizing in India, which would be giving you capabilities to up to 3 meter per second in India, focusing on the entire mid-rise and high-rise segment that is coming up in India for that part. So these are the 3 important announcements that I also wanted to make. We are excited about these launches. We are excited about our ability to partner with you. And as we said, what the elevator industry needs tomorrow, Wittur delivers is today. So with that, I will end my presentation today and open up for questions and answers. Specifically, if you need any guidance with respect to doors and safeties, you want to be trained on Wittur products, to improve upon your own knowledge or improve upon your capability or your team's capability, we are there to support you. Please feel free to reach out on multiple channels. You can write to us, you can call us, you can also WhatsApp us now. We are on WhatsApp, where you can interact with us for faster responses. And with this, I will come to the end of my presentation and would open up for any questions from the team.
Okay, so Mr. Arun Agarwal has a question for you, Anik. Thank you, Anik, for this wonderful presentation. Just 2 quick questions. What is the door sizes, maximum width and maximum height available for 2-hour fire rated? Second question.
Okay, all right.
What is the fire rating required as per IS 17900?
So 2 quick questions, 2 answers. Mr. Agarwal, thank you for asking that question. Let me try and stop share and get back to this. All right. So to answer your first question, we are launching the 2-hour fire rated offering for up to 1400 opening and 2400 height. But right now, the portfolio that is ready is up to 1200 opening and 2400 height. So eventually, by Q1 2026, you will have 700 opening to 1400 opening and 2000 height to 2400 millimeter height for 2 hours fire rated. IS 17900, Mr. Agarwal, you are an expert already into this, typically speaks about 1 hour fire rating. But we get requirements from customers from multiple segments. So for example, infrastructure and government segment talks about 1 hour fire rating, but many commercial customers fundamentally ask 2 hours fire rating. Wittur has the option of giving you both 1 hour and 2 hour. Our regular standard products, we have gone ahead for 2 hour fire rating because that makes easy for supply for the customers for that part. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Agarwal.
Okay, we have question from Mr. Milind Harshe. What is the temperature the rollers are supposed to withstand?
Thank you, Mr. Milind, for the question. Maybe I'll ask Velan. Velan, if you can kindly answer this question.
Actually, the procedures were given in the global documentation. As per that, the global documentation, we follow that, like as per ENR IS 1751 point of view. Actually, that value I can get you, no problem, after some time. Okay. Not now.
All
So
right,
I will.
we will share the information, Mr. Milind, for the temperature that you are talking about for the rollers. Please allow us to come back to you on this.
Okay, the next question is, are you giving IP54 with the glass doors?
Of course, we can definitely, as optional,
Yes.
we are able to provide. We can provide.
Then we have question from Mr. Sopan Mali. He wishes to ask, does this satisfy PWD license?
Well, Mr. Sopan Mali, I'm not very clear in terms of when you say PWD license requirement. If you can tell us in details what is it fundamentally that you mean by PWD license perspective, we can answer back to you specifically. But we do believe that if the PWD is expecting the compliance to be as per 17900, then we are already compliant.
Okay, Milind sir has shared his email ID. I will share it with you.
Sure. Adding to Anik's what you replied on the PW license point of view, based on the reference of many tenders comparison, and so they captured the information of customers in the past, we made all the consideration in our doors, like the mechanism cover, whatever is that, even the SS Sill, whatever the specific requirements on the customized things where they asked in the case to case basis also, we consider on the based on the past documentation tender copies. So that way I'm trying to say, like we try to fulfill those kind of the unique requirements by giving the optional items, definitely. Yeah.
We have question from Mr. Prince Kumar. He is asking waterproof meaning. Can you please elaborate? How does it work?
See, actually, the waterproof means what Anik was mentioned in the presentation is that to fulfill the IP54 requirement, because up to that level, the requirement on the tenders were asked for it. Sometimes we go up to beyond, up to IP65. Sometimes if required, that is also can be fulfilled. That is what Anik was mentioned in this waterproof point of view. Yeah.
We have question from Mr. Manish Tapse. He's asking, Stellar door is now available in fire rated.
No, Mr. Manish. Stellar will continue to be a non-fire rated series that specifically from customers' requirements. Core and Core MD are our fire rated series of doors. But Stellar standard door will be IS 17900 compliant, which means the door lock as well as the endurance test that is required for the door to pass, it will qualify for that.
Okay. Now we have question from Mr. Ronald D'Souza. He is saying, does this code /fire requirement fulfills the code requirement of neighboring countries like Sri Lanka or Bangladesh? Can you please explain briefly the similarities of IS and EN code requirements in this regard?
So if I can answer this, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal kind of markets fundamentally follow the EN requirement, Ronald D'Souza ji. This is basically, complying to EN 81 2050, EN 81 58 norms. The IS 17900 is actually, something which is derived from these global EN standards. So the product from Wittur India that you see are all compliant to the global norms of EN 81 2050 and EN 81 58, which is something that you can use in Bangladesh or Sri Lanka market as well. There are certain specific requirements that Bangladesh sometimes fundamentally ask with respect to UL listing, UL certification, because a lot of the garment industry there fundamentally are being driven by American buyers, resulting in the ask for this. Wittur has UL listed products from our global portfolio. You can also have access to all of those products.
Again, Mr.
I hope
Milind
that answers Mr. D'Souza.
Mr. Milind Harshe is asking,
which lab have the facility to test fire rated doors? There are two labs that we are familiar with, Mr. Harshe. The one that prominently we work with Eurofin, which is in Noida. And there is a new lab that we know which has come up in Chennai now, which is offering the IS 17518 Part 2 specific testing facilities.
Okay, we have Mr. Ravi who has asked a question. Could you please share with me more details about the instantaneous and progressive types of safety gears? Email ID has been shared. I will share that with Sunita, and you may please answer him or share the details with him over
Please share
email.
this email out, Mr. Ravindra. Wittur does not manufacture instantaneous safety, so sorry, we will not be able to give you details about instantaneous safety, but for progressive safety portfolio, we will share you the details that Wittur offers to you. We will respond back to you on your email ID, what you have mentioned out here.
Then Mr. Prince Kumar, how many floors we can serve for glass doors access to new BIS norms?
Do we have any guidelines? I have not come across anything
No.
specific in the BIS norms which says about limitation of glass doors on the floors. But Mr. Prince, interesting question. We would like to come back. Well, and if you have something
Yeah,
to
I just
answer
want
on
to
this.
answer this question. See, when you go for the beyond 50-meter travel, having a fire-rated glass door, even comparing to the IS 17900 with a laminated glass put together, we can apply to the even the 20 floor or a 30 floor mid-rise, high-rise point of view. Having that, the door must supposed to be a heavy model like a core MD, not the basic model of like a low-rise commodity product, because of application is going to be different, like a commercial building or a kind of the I would say some kind of the malls and other things. That's why I prefer to go for the 2-hour fire rated glass doors in that case.
There is anonymous attendee who's asking, what is the minimum thickness required for fire rated doors? Are vision panel doors permitted? So two questions from anonymous attendee who's there.
So, from a perspective of thickness required for fire-rated doors, Wittur has innovated solutions where we have achieved 2 hours fire rating with 1 mm direct SS doors in India. We have passed 17518 with 1 mm direct SS. That is something which is there. We do not know if there is any specific mandate for the fire requirement, but Wittur has achieved this feat where we offer you a 1 mm direct SS door, which is 2 hour fire rated as per 17518. So I hope that answers the question. The other piece is, are vision panel doors permitted? Now, this is something which is very unique. As per the latest BIS documentation that has been accepted, vision is accepted in doors in autonomous as per 17900, subject to the minimum size of the vision has to be more than 150 mm.
Width, yeah.
Please mention glass thickness. Mr. Sopan Mali is asking, kindly mention the glass thickness.
So the glass thickness in our 17900 non-fire rated range, our glass thickness is 4+4, which is typically 8 the laminated glass. In the fire rated portfolio, it is minimum 10 mm. So 6+4, right? Well, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
you're right.
I hope that answers your question. So presently, what is the thickness of the doors? If you are talking about our fire rated standard doors, as I said, you can get a 2 hours fire rated standard door starting with a minimum thickness of 1 mm direct SS, and it can go up with the cladding technology that anyway Wittur brings in. Brand of, I am assuming, Mr. Mali, you are talking about the brand of the glass. We typically work with different brands, but the most prominent one is Scotch that we are using with us. Of course, Saint Gobain is also one of our suppliers. SS304 is what is the most prominent one that we typically use.
Doesn't answer my question. Okay.
I don't know what can you just ask the question once again, please? Anonymous attendee that I see.
What is the minimum thickness required for the fire? Is it the question?
What is the minimum thickness? Is that what you are talking about?
One more question, like are vision panel doors permitted? Yeah, it is permitted. Actually.
I thought I answered both
You
the
already
two
answered.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If any other question is there, please feel free to write.
Yeah.
Thickness of the door.
As that's what I said. Wittur doors are available to you 2 hour fire rated in our standard range, starting from direct SS 1 mm. It can be in 1.2, it can be 1.5 as well in our standard door range. Well, please add.
Adding to one more point, in case of welded, like 1 mm the MS welded design, basically, that is for the fire certification. Over the above, we do a cladding of based on the thickness, like a 0.5 or 0.6.
What about 1 hour fire rated doors? 1 hour fire rated doors. What about 1 hour fire rated doors?
Our doors meant for the 2 hours, actually, for the fire certification. We always follow the best norms in the in the industry. There is no much difference between the 1 hour or 2 hour point of view. So the door, when we make it with anything like we aim for the 2 hour. Okay, so it is got passed. Thickness would be 1 mm for the welded design. Also for the even direct SS design, blue version, which is again 1 mm direct SS or direct MS. Yeah.
Okay, well answered. I believe we do not have any more questions. The session was pretty intense with all the questions and all the information shared by Anik and the Wittur team. I, thank you, all three of you, Valen sir, Anik, Sunita, taking out time on this festivity days. I understand how busy it must be for Anik sir and everybody around. Special festival, from our end also. Happy Dashera to everybody. So special greetings from our end.
Kshitija, I think Mr. Tapse has put up a question. MS door fire rated. Yes, MS door is there fire rating in our core portfolio. Yes, we'll give you MS doors and fire rate.
Okay, yes. I think all the questions are answered. Thank you. Good session. Thank you, Royal Lifts.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kshitija. And please do share across the email ID so that we can just send
share
across
the email
catalogs or the product, whatever details they have required.
Sure. Yes, Sunita. Thank you, everybody, for your time again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy
Anik sir.
festivities.
Thank you.